Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet.
Hi, I'm Don from 1A Auto. I hope this how-to video helps you out. And the next time you need a part for your vehicle, think of 1AAuto.com. Thanks.
In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front window regulator on this 1998 Honda Civic. It's the same process on these Civics from 96 to 2000. And we show you on the driver's side, but the passenger side is the same procedure. And the items you'll need for this is a new window regulator from 1AAuto.com, flat blade screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, and a 10mm socket and ratchet. Start off by removing this Phillips screw behind the door handle. Now pull your door handle back and out. And right here is your door handle rod. Just push this clip off of it and lift the rod up and out. Now on this harness there's a tab underneath it. Just push it in and disconnect it. And remove this triangular panel at the top of your door panel. Pull firmly on this panel and it'll pop right off. Now you want to remove this Phillips screw right here, as well as this Phillips screw right here. And we'll just fast forward as Don does this. Now underneath the switch pack, you'll see these two harnesses. You want to just disconnect them. They each have a tab that you just have to push in on and they pull right out. Now using a flat blade screwdriver, pry off your speaker cover. And in these holes here, you'll see there's 3 Phillips screws. Just go ahead and remove each of those. Now pull out along the edges of your door panel to release the clips. And then lift the door panel up and off the door. And down by your speaker, you'll see this harness. Just push in on the 2 tabs on the sides, and it'll pull right out. We don't have one, but you most likely have a water shield. You just want to go ahead and remove that carefully. Now 2 things can happen when your window regulator breaks. Either the window can be stuck up, or it can be stuck anywhere else. And in this case, we're going to show you what you do when it's stuck anywhere else, and then we'll show you what to do if it's stuck up. Now disconnect the harness by pushing on the tab and pulling it out, and then pull that harness from the door. Next, you want to loosen these 2 10mm bolts and then remove this one. Now remove these 4 bolts right here. You want to push the stud at the top of your window motor out and then lift up on the window motor so you can unhook those 2 lower bolts. And then you can move your window up and down, and you want it so you can see these 2 bolts through these 2 holes. And those 10mm bolts, just go ahead and remove them. And once you do that, you can pull your window up and out. And now you can just pull your regulator right out of the door. If your window's stuck up, you want to start off by removing these 2 bolts right here that hold the window into the regulator. That'll make it so you can tape the window up into place. And then after you've done that, you want to remove these 4 bolts right here and remove these 3 right here. And we'll just fast forward as Don removes all of those.
And you can see we have a helper to hold the window in place. If you don't have a helper, just use some blue painter's tape and tape the window up. If you do have a helper, hold it in place and then pull the window out. As you can see, take the bolts out, then the regulator comes out, and then you can pull your window out.
Old regulator on the left, new one from 1A Auto on the right. You can see they're identical and they'll fit exactly the same. And you want to replace 2 of the nuts on your window motor so you can hang it back into place if you've removed those. And you want to replace 1 bolt at the top of your regulator. Feed the regulator and motor into the door and hang those into their appropriate spots. Pull your power motor harness through the door and push those clips back into the door. And reconnect the harness. Now just tighten up and replace all of those nuts and bolts.
If you removed your window, you're going to feed it back in at this point. Feed the front end first and then the rear. Make sure they get into the tracks correctly. Kind of slide it up and down by hand. Make sure it's working freely. If you just taped your window up, then remove the tape and slide the window down to the regulator.
As you can see right here, it's perfectly lined up. So just put in those 2 10mm bolts. And you want them tight, but not too tight. Now to reinstall your door panel, you first just reconnect that speaker harness. And then you want to just make sure your harnesses run through that door there. Feed your lock through the door panel. Set it back down into the windowsill. And then hit around the door panel to reactivate those clips. Reinsert and tighten up those 3 Phillips screws around the speaker. Replace the 2 Phillips screws under your pull handle. Now put the door rod back into the door handle and reclip it, and then plug your harness back into place. Push your door handle back in and slide it back. And replace that Phillips screw. Reconnect your switch pack harnesses. And then put the speaker panel, your door pull panel, and that triangular panel back into place. And then you're all set.
We hope this video helps you out. Brought to you by 1AAuto.com, your source for quality replacement parts and the best service on the internet. Please feel free to call us toll free 888-844-3393. We're the company that's here for you on the internet and in person.